Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great week so far already. As you know by now, every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Today, I had to run over a little bit because I was meeting with a beautiful member of our community, Helen. Hi. And having a really great conversation together. So I had to move my live to 2:30 Eastern. So I will be more than glad to have many of you that are available join us for our live today. Just say hi as usual in the comments. I will always like to hear more about, who is showing up and where are you from, and most important, what are you walking away with from the lives. And also, as many of you kind of know me now, I like to be very value driven. I like to serve with everything that I do and all the content that I create. So, of course, I would like to hear the impact on all the lives that I do and the information that I am going to speak to you about today, so that I could see, what the impact is and how you're going to apply it, which is the most important part of any information, right? We don't want more information. We are bombarded with information in the online world and everywhere that we live today, right? So we're looking for information and things that give us aha moments in our life and business, so that we could start applying right away, because that's where the action is. And that is actually something I was speaking to Helen about, how we have to work smart nowadays, right? We have to make sure, we can have all the knowledge, we can really surround ourselves with really great people and align ourselves with the right mentors, which is very, very important. But unless we take action, and we actually start applying these things, so that our vision starts clearing and we start piecing things together that make sense in our business, then obviously we are not going to have the results that we would want. So today, I wanted to speak to you about some of the most learnable skills, or most important skills, I should say, that you should learn in your business in order to be successful online entrepreneur, right? So these are obviously from my journey, being an entrepreneur for many years now, and also scaling my business to 7 figures. Of course, I've learned, a lot along the journey, and I would like to share them with you today. So one of the most important skills to develop today is communication skills, right? Communication skills. And communication, just like any other skill, by the way, all these skills are learnable. They all take practice, and they all identify that that's something that you would like to improve. So those of you that might think, oh my gosh, I'm not sure that I have this skill, everything through baby steps can be learned, right? And you can surround and improve yourself. So with communication skills, with today's world and the way that you have to connect with your ideal audience in your business, you have to ensure that you are very clear in your communication, right? That you're actually articulating what you do, how you do it, and most important, how is it that what you do helps someone else, and the results that you're able to create in a very clear way, right? So communication is one of those skills that is constantly, needed, and it takes practice. The more you communicate, just like anything, the more you get good at that as well as a skill. So communication, I would say, is one of the main skills. The next one is actually writing skills, right? When I learned how important messaging is in business, and also because we create so much writing content today, right? We create content for our social media, we create content for our websites, we create content for our promotions we're running, we create content for our offers, right? We create a lot of content. So obviously, I wish I paid attention, in college. I wish I would pay more attention to my writing classes. But writing is another very important skill. And just like anything, I know that I used to tell myself for so long that I'm not a good writer. But just like anything, the more that I put myself in writing and doing it and starting, slow baby steps, just like anything, the more I found that I actually could write. And it was something that I had in me. Of course, learning, what you're doing with your clients, the more you evolve in your business, the more your writing and your message will be clear and will really resonate with your ideal audience. But just like anything, you want to start slow, depending where you are with your experience in that, and really, develop that skill. I would say that that's a skill that's going to pay you really well in your business down the line. The next thing would be intuition. I talk about intuition a lot. And I have also learned throughout my journey that it's a very important skill to have in your business. And intuition, I think, comes with practice, again, just like anything. And I think based on, our personalities and our gifts and, what the things we're born with, maybe some people are more intuitive than other people, right? So, to some of us, it might come a little more naturally, and to others, it's a skill that has to be developed. But most important, I would say about intuition is having a daily practice, a spiritual practice that you are always surrounding yourself with. Pretty much in a nutshell, really creating the white space for your strategic thinking in your business and in your life so that the decisions that you are making moving forward are the right ones that align with your vision, your personal purpose, and what you're trying to accomplish. But unless we take a step back and have a practice on how to do that daily, then we're not really going to be in tune with our inner self and our intuition so that we will know, what is the next right step. I always say, what is the next right step? So I would say intuition is definitely one of those other skills that is so important in your business as well. So marketing, right? You always must be marketing. For if you are not born a marketer, I was not either. For the longest, I always, told myself I don't know how to market, especially when I was in my corporate career and I started my marketing positions there and sales positions that I was promoted to every couple of years. I'm like, oh my gosh, sales used to freak me out. Like I could never sell a thing in my life. Those are a lot of the limitations that I was telling myself as far as marketing. But marketing, what I've realized in my journey is that one skill that you could be amazing at your craft. You can have an amazing offer. You can be, really passionate about what you do. You can really be service oriented. You can really want to help people out there, be a very good human with your chosen business. But if you don't put that out there in the world, then how are people going to find out about you? Right? A lot of us freak out about visibility. Oh my gosh, like, how am I going to show up? I don't want to show up because how do I look? How do I sound? What are people going to think? And all these things that we're always, thinking in our really noisy brain. But we always must be marketing. Marketing is a way we serve other people. The more people find out about us in our ecosystems, the more we can make an impact and serve others. So we always must be marketing. And of course, there's many ways to do that. I'm not, going into details here. We have a lot of topics in this community around marketing strategies and all of that, and growing your service-based, purpose-driven online entrepreneurship business and becoming a really successful online entrepreneur. But, in a nutshell, you always must be marketing. The next thing is selling, right? Marketing and selling go hand in hand. But what is the difference? Sometimes I also used to confuse the two. I'm like, isn't marketing selling? Sales skills, marketing skills, really like one thing. But selling, being good at sales is really, closing people on your offers, right? Really walking people along the journey of helping them overcome their objections, really connecting your program and offer to their needs and the things that they're trying to accomplish. So selling is more like the practical steps that you need to do. And there's processes behind that, right? As you bring people into your ecosystem, not everyone is going to be a qualified buyer, right? So there's systems behind how to do all of that so that the people that you connect with are people that are actually needing your service or your offer at that point in time, and that they have the time urgency to do so. So the selling is really the part where you're closing people. And I always say, when you bring people into your world with your offer, that is the highest level of service you're going to do, because then you could start helping them at a deeper level, right? With all your processes and all your frameworks and all your offers. So that's kind of the difference between the two. And one of the skills that has become so important, and I don't see it going away, is just going to get even more important moving forward, is selling live on camera, right? we're all virtual. It's a virtual world, and we need to really learn how to have the presence on camera and really speak on camera. And just like anything, is going to be a skill that takes time to practice. I always mention my very horrible first live videos where I was just kind of scripted my whole talking points because I was just so nervous and it was just a new thing for me. And then, of course, the more I did them, the more I started to, ease into them and, be more relaxed and really share what I wanted to share with the world and really spread my message that way. So just like anything, it's a progressive skill that you can learn. The next one, of course, is leading as you're growing your business. I'm sure we all came into this world of entrepreneurship, leaving a lot of times full-time jobs and, not being an employee, but now becoming a business owner. We want to grow business where we have team behind us to support us, right? Otherwise, if you're just going to stay as a solopreneur, what's the point? You might as well just go get a job and you have half the stress that you would have as an entrepreneur, right? I'm sure that we're all doing what we're doing and building our businesses because we want to create a bigger impact and we think there's a higher potential, not just of income, but also of purpose and also impact down the line, right? So, really understanding how to be a good leader for your team as you are building and growing your team eventually is going to be one of those other essential skills that you need to learn so that you can get the most productivity out of your team, but of course the most engagement and also the most buy-in with your bigger vision and mission. So leading is one of those other skills. And then, of course, learning how to delegate and learning how to hire properly, right? These are all skills that go hand in hand with you really setting a structure and the systems and the foundation in your business that you would need so that you have the departments and the people around you that are working very beautifully with each other so that you can become that or stay as that visionary leader, that person that is, always behind the scenes, that is kind of, thinking in the bigger scale. And of course, the more you grow your business to 7 figures and up, then you start placing leadership into different positions so that you have the support people also that are strategically thinking and creating for you or with you, co-creating with you to take the vision of the business forward. So those are some of the skills that I have learned along the way that are all learnable, but all so necessary in learning, especially if you're an online entrepreneur. A lot of times with us entrepreneurs, we tend to get a little, a lot of us come from corporate, so we tend to get a little complacent with, creating content and putting ourselves and our brand in the world because we don't want to learn, we don't want to post. And a lot of times we're posting without really the right messaging or the right strategy or even knowing, who is our ideal client or why are we different in what we offer and all of that. So, we have to, just like anything, we get the good out of, building an online business that can make such a big impact. But sometimes we don't want to do the work as far as learning some of these skills so that you are actually, growing your business. It comes hand in hand, right? We need to also, adapt and learn a lot of skills that maybe you had as a corporate employee are transferable, right? So in my case, I was able to transfer lots of my business acumen skills to the online world as far as marketing, sales, leading teams, developing people, hiring, delegating, making sure the right people were in the right spots at the right time so that the bigger vision of the company could move forward and you can make a bigger impact with their clients or their customers. And today with, my clients and customers, right? So a lot of things is transferable, but there's also a lot of new things that I had to adapt and learn, right? That's why business and life is not anything different. The same skills that you learn in life, I always talk about life skills as well, because the more you have learned how to adapt that to business, the more you see there's so many similarities. I often talk about lots of different topics such as that I think relate, such as maybe parenting and business. Business is just like, when you're growing it, it's like your baby. You kind of have to put so much time and energy into it, and it takes a lot of focus and concentration, just like parenting, right? So you are doing the best for so many years. You're putting in a lot of time, a lot of energy to make sure your child has the best. And of course, a lot of times you don't always get that reward or instant gratification right away, which kind of have to wait. I'm still in the process personally because I have two kids, but you still have to learn and see and wait what is going to the reward, of your labor, so to speak. What kind of individuals are they going to become, and have you really been setting the right role modeling and example for them, right? So I would say business and entrepreneurship is very much like that, because especially when you're growing a business from scratch, you are the parent and the business is the baby, right? So you're going to have to a lot of times put in a lot of work that maybe you don't have an instant gratification, tangible result, tangible result to show for. So it's really because, I think we mostly do it because of the bigger impact that we make, and that we see that it's something that we are investing in, so that eventually we get a return back on our investment. But of course, we also need to be aware that we don't know what we don't know, right? We have to really align ourselves with mentorship. I just spoke about this with Helen today. As I mentioned, our meeting with her, she's one of our members here, that you have to really, my secret to my success has been I've always surrounded myself with mentors, and I'll never stop. The reason why I'm where I am is because I work with people that are alongside the journey for where I was, and people that are aligned with me. And that's why I can go faster, further, right? Otherwise, I would just be dibbling, dabbling, trying to piece things from Googles and YouTubes on my own, and, waste years into trying to be successful and not really, get the return on my time. And of course, all the discouragement that comes with that, because every time we put in so much effort and energy into something and we're not getting back anything, we tend to be discouraged because we don't have an immediate pleasure. We don't have an immediate return on our investment, right? So a lot of times, we have to look at other things as we are learning and growing to keep us going. That's why I believe, investing in the right mentorship, and investing in the skills, which is more important, which is the whole platform I built, the life school. It's the biggest online entrepreneurship university. It's the future of business, right? Because we're all going to go online, and even for generations to come, it's really based on that foundation that once you invest in yourself and you learn these skills, then you have them for life, right? They stay with you, whether you're going to grow the business at higher levels, whether you're going to go and take a different direction in life. It's things that will stay with you forever. Which is why I'm also very passionate about our youth and really making sure that they're learning life and business skills now, because that is going to be the future, right? Traditional education system is changing. People are seeing that obviously now you can learn skills and you don't need to go for a 10-year college degree or a 5-year or a 4-year, like my case. College degree, you are learning on the spot and you're applying right away. And that's where you are growing and evolving in the process. So, I think that's going to be the future. So it's looking at things from the future casting, looking at them for a longer return on your investment, and also more important on the investment you make for yourself, I think always pays off. And that is personally how I view anything. Even though in my personal experience, maybe the one thing didn't turn out to be what I wanted it to be, it was always what I needed at that time, right? Whether it was a lesson or a win, it's really about what is that thing, how did that shape me, and what did I learn from there. I think that's the life skills that are always following us, or needed to be learned, so that we make better decisions moving forward. One of the biggest other things that I've learned in always surrounding myself with mentors and people that are further ahead along the journey is that I can make better decisions if I have more information and I have more awareness and more knowledge, right? A lot of times we're just making these decisions in our business, just going off of our lack of, vision or lack of knowledge, because obviously we've never been in these, we've never built a business before online, right? And a lot of things are, transferable, like I said, but a lot of things are new. So, when you do make that investment, you are also doing that long term so that you become a wiser CEO and you become a wiser business visionary in order for you to make sure that the decisions that you're constantly faced with are the right strategic decisions that you need to make moving forward in your business is going to really give you back a return on your time and investment and time and money, right? I always talk about the two commodities, which, we're always trying to get more of. We're trying to get more time and we're trying to get more money, and money by speed, right? Money by speed. Either we just take years to figure it out and dibble and dabble, or we just align ourselves with the right mentorship and with the right programs, so that we can buy time and do it faster and get faster results, right? So, we're always being compared in these two avenues there so that, we make sure that we have both things lined up. It's really hot in New York today. So we're having some really great weather. So I think my office here also really, really hot. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this online entrepreneurship? What do you think about all these skills that I just mentioned? Is there anything that you just identify now by just, increasing your awareness, or maybe you've seen it in your own journey as well, right? I mean, these are the things that you have seen that you needed to also learn. What do you think about it? Is there something that you see a gap in that you would like to fill? Because a lot of times, we have to fill gaps, just like we fill gaps for our clients with our product or service or our offer. They're looking to reach somewhere, a certain goal, and we need to fill that gap for them, right? We need to be that guide that is filling the gap from where they are to where you want to be. So definitely let me know if you notice a gap or something that you'd like to improve moving forward. That's definitely something that I'd like to hear more about. And, maybe we could take the conversation also into DM and further chat about it. But it's definitely things that, I have personally learned, and I will share what I know, right? Again, it's sharing is caring. If I have probably come across all these realizations, there must be other people out there in this amazing community or anywhere that is going to really listen to this live that maybe, is kind of dealing with the same thing. So just definitely let me know what that is. But the good news is that, again, everything is learnable. And even to my clients in my programs, I always say, let's take baby steps, because it's really about the process of evolvement. If you've never done a live before, it's okay. What can we start with? Can we start with maybe a quote? Can we start with maybe just a short post, right? What can we start with so that you are also evolving yourself to move alongside, the growth progression of creating content? And by the way, content is how we speak with the world, right? It's our way of communication. I personally don't delegate my content writing, right? Everything that I do is my own. I delegate other things in my business, but my brand message is my brand message. And I make sure that, whatever I put out is stuff that is very valuable. And that's something that I do personally. And I don't see that, I would ever kind of delegate the process of, of content creation for my personal business, right? So, because again, it's the message you share. It's my way, the way I communicate with the world, right? So when I have a thought, when something's happening day to day, I just post about it and I just, talk about it to my audiences, right? So, it's really thinking about messaging in that way that I think really, helps some people kind of take away the noise behind things and I always say, if you are in service, that is the fastest, best way to just create and just be there for other people, because then you are not worrying about how your hair is looking and why am I so red in my face today. You're just there to share and to really serve your audience. And people appreciate that, right? Reciprocity is big. We feel that we need to give back to someone that has been the same way with us, right? And we tend to attract the same people in our world and audience that kind of thinks the same, which is why we talk about like-mindedness, right? Like-minded people. But I think like-mindedness is more than just sharing similar thoughts around topics, let's say. I think it's more about, that we share certain values, right? Strong values that we align with. I think that's what makes people, like-minded, and also what attracts us to, similarities that we have or commonalities that we have with one another and also with our audience as well. So, those are a lot of those things that come up there as well. I'm actually waiting for my amazing community manager. I wanted to introduce her to you today. She should be logging in shortly. She's going to be there to really support this growing community. I am grateful every day that you guys are coming in and you're finding it valuable. Oh, there we go. I think she's here. And the value that you are creating, and also the asset that you all are with your expertise, with everything that you bring to the table, and the way that you've been able to spread the word with other people in getting them part of our community as well. So I'm going to invite Julia. She actually just came on, and we'll say hi and introduce her to everyone. Hi, Julia. We are live.
Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Awesome.
you.
I was watching. I was just waiting for my cue.
Oh, okay, cool. You were down there live. Awesome.
Yeah.
I have to turn on the comments here with this system I use, because right now I can't see it. I think people have to put in their names and all of that. But anyway, we'll figure out the tech. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome to our
Me
community.
too.
Tell
No, thank
us a
you.
little bit more about yourself, whatever you'd like to share with us.
Sure. Well, so I'm a VA and social media manager, and I'm happy that Ilana, you and I actually connected, and I'm actually going to be taking over, like helping you with the community and stuff like that. So far, I have gotten a lot of welcomes, which has been awesome. I really didn't expect it day one, so that was really warming to like kind of go in and then just right off the bat like welcome, and I had a couple of DMs that like was like welcoming as well, so it was just like unbelievable day one anyway. But yeah, I mean, I basically started my own VA and social media company in 2021. It was like an up and coming process in 2020, but like I officially just kind of like pulled the trigger and just did it. So I got that up and running, which is Finally J. Everybody always asks me like, is my name finally or why? It's because I finally had the nerve and the guts to actually go and have like my own thing. I always talked about it. I've like I don't know, like I've always liked marketing and stuff like that. So I was just like, why not? So every time that I kept telling my best friend, who's my partner in this, why I wanted it or like why itself, like what was my why. Every word that kept coming out of my mouth was like, I finally get to do this, I finally get to do that. And she's like, well, you've used this word so much, why don't you just incorporate that in? And I was like, that's, different. Like I wanted something that people can see my actual work and not just myself. So I wanted my name not to be in it. So that's how that came up in traction. But yeah, so that's how
Yeah.
that.
Well, how amazing is that you said yes and you're doing what you're doing, because now we get to have you here and you are
Yeah.
now serving in this other way. And, I'm personally very blessed to have aligned with you. I say, and the day that we chatted, there was a, energetic alignment that's important to me as well, because, we want to really surround ourselves with people that share our values. I was just speaking about this in the live, right?
Yeah.
Not so much
Mm-hmm.
share similar thoughts, because through different perspectives we learn. We don't want people surround ourselves with people that think like us, right? We just want to
Right.
surround ourselves with people that have the same values, so that obviously the rest just becomes about growing together and really incorporating the bigger vision of the community, which is growing daily. So I'm so glad that
Yeah.
you made that decision. I'm so glad that you are here as well. And something that we are constantly click together is the service mindset that I think we
Mhm.
also share here as well. Well, when we met. So tell me a little bit more about that. I don't know if you remember the conversation of how I was kind of, kind of portraying the vision of the community. And I talk about, I want to surround myself with entrepreneurs that are there, to serve and make an impact. And of course, by learning other things that we teach here, you will bring also the income with that. But the main mission should be the service and also the impact, so that people find this valuable and we're not wasting people's time. Time is the most important commodity. So, share with me your perspective of what we chatted on with the service mindset, and, why you think that's important as well.
Yeah. When you actually spoke about that on the live, that like triggered, I was like, oh my God, we talked about that. I mean, I've come from a service in every kind of way. When I was in college, I used to work at a hotel as the front desk. So having that type of like one-on-one service, of like educate. I always say that we educate the customer in some way, shape, or form, because my biggest mindset is like, yes, I provide a service, but we are working together to fulfill that goal. Like my goal is to get you to where you want to go, right? So obviously I'm going to find every which way and educate myself in every which way so I can actually help you with that, right? So not only am I educating myself with that, I'm also educating you on other things that we can do, on other boxes that we can open, right? Because I like to think outside the box. So, kind of that kind of narrative, that mindset. We talked a lot about just being open and communicating with our community, because I've always thought that our audience and our customers and our clients are what makes our business. Like, if they're not around, we have no business. So, what better way to understand how you can be a better asset to them, or like a better something to them, by if you have either products that you're selling, services that you're doing. If you already have an audience, why not actually take like take their perspective? Like they're the ones out there looking at you. How can I make it better? How can I make this product better? How can I make my services fit your needs? Like if I offer a service that you if I don't offer a service that you need, tell me, maybe I can work with it, or I'll get you connected to someone that does. Like things like that. Like we all learn from like this little, everybody thinks it's just a little community, but I think the saying goes with like a lot, like it takes a village, right? And it does, because I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my clients. I've learned so much throughout these last couple of years, that if it wasn't for them giving me those kind of like the feedback, the tips, and just different lessons that I've learned through them, I don't think I would be here with as much blessed success that I've had in like the 1 year that I've been open. Um, and just prior lessons to that, because like yourself, I mean, I told you, I come from a corporate background as well, so having that kind of in the back of your head kind of as well. I think more in the corporate world, we don't really take into consideration our audience as much as we would like. But once you're more in like control of, not control, but like you're in the more of the position of like, I need to know what my audience thinks, or I need to know what is out there that I'm not, that I'm not doing, or that I don't know about, or that I could be educated more on. So that's basically that's how I offer.
Yeah, no, I love what you said, especially with the part of you're there for someone else, and we're all looking for fulfillment. That's why service gives that to you. And you always find that in just being of service and holding space for someone else. really seeing, where is there a good match and a good fit to really serve people in a higher level, and always improving, always be
Yep.
improving. Just like I said, we always be marketing because we need to reach people and really connect with the impact. We need to always be always improving, and we're never perfect. We're always learning, we're always evolving. So really be
Yep.
in a process of a co-creation with your clients, with your team, everyone that really surrounds you. I say makes magic. I've seen it, happen firsthand. And I want you to do the same thing here, and I want people to be very open to kind of tell us what is something that they like to see in the community, what topics, because
Yep.
we're here for the community, and we want to make sure again that everyone's time is very valuable. And again, it's a community that's worth putting the time in, because let's face it, there's a lot of
Mhm.
communities out there, there's a lot of choices people could be making, right? But
Yep.
we align with people that are there for us and are really in that service mindset, and that share the same values, and we really are finding we're serving, so that always comes back to you somehow. So I know you're kind of trying, it's just your first week, so I know you're trying to catch up with all the activity. We have so much going on in here. I hope it didn't drive you crazy, with kind of all the lives that we do weekly, and also our member connection events. And then I'm about to also launch our new training, which is coming up March 14th. So we always have something going on in here. So there's never going to be short of activity, and also ways for our members to connect and engage with each other. And most important, to walk away with things that are valuable, so they can start applying them right away, whether it's their life or business. This is a business growth community, but I
Mhm.
always say a lot of times we don't know the difference between life and business. It just becomes like one thing. So,
Yep.
it's things that we always need to be managing and balancing with our personal life. But, you know, we have a lot of stuff going on. So I hope that you start catching up with everything we have going on, and the members are looking out for you in the messenger. And just I want to make sure that everyone knows that Julia is there to serve, to make sure you're getting
Mhm.
the content. We will be tagging people just to ensure that, I know everyone's busy, to put the right content in front of everyone, and also what is the content that you'd like to consume, right? Because we want to make sure that we're giving them resources that they care about based on the phase and stage they are in, right? Because if you are in a certain stage in business, you need to get that right thing in that moment. If you are just, we're randomly, tagging and doing other things, it's just, doesn't serve you, because you are focusing on a certain thing. And especially with entrepreneurs, our challenge is always to stay focused at the task at hand, so that we can move things slowly without getting burned out, stressed out,
Right.
anxiety, and all of that. That's always in the works for us. That's why we have to learn all these other things, and we need people in our world like you, grow our team, so that we are able to do all these other things and think, higher level, and give time to work on the bigger level things, so then the repetitive tasks are taken care, and we have the right support around us,
Yeah.
so that we can do what we want to do and make the impact with feeling happy and fulfilled. I mean, what's the point of doing what you're doing if you're stressed and burned out? And I've been
Yes.
there many times, so that is not do here.
Sorry,
Um,
my dog.
no problem. I have a German Shepherd, but I'm in my office now, so he's not here. So
Yeah. No, he's downstairs. He's.
awesome. So Julia, any final thoughts, final message, anything you'd like to leave everyone with, and then we can close out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm definitely rolling up my sleeves because I'm ready to whatever's coming our way. I love the energy so far that I've gotten just by the last couple of days that I started. So hopefully I can like that energy and that like positive attitude, those positive vibes that I'm like getting from everyone. I want to put that back into our content and like just me being out there. Because like you said, sometimes we do need that mental break. So I definitely want to be in there and see how I can help you kind of like not be so stressed out or not be like just so into your business. Like if you need a break, definitely just come and chat. Like I said, my inbox is always open. So yeah, anything and everything I can do, I can, try to do. I'm here for you guys. So I do appreciate you, taking the time to come and watch the live, obviously, and then taking the time as well for the ones that actually like, liked my comments and like welcomed me in. Like that was amazing from everyone. And I just wanted to say that that was very appreciated because that's not something I was like looking like for. So thanks.
It's a great surprise because we already have the community here, and the more people engage, it's the way that I say. I always know like the impact I'm making, because sometimes, like, I know that not everyone wants to comment and like and all of that, but it's the way that we measure. Okay, who's there? What's the impact? Sometimes you're
Yeah.
sharing something, but you don't get that reaction on the other side, and we know the people are there, but again, unless you kind of put something in the comment, that we're not able to gauge the impact. So for me,
Yeah.
at least, it's always like the worst. So like, I need to hear, I need to speak, I need to be engaged and have a conversation. I hate the corporate style like presentations. I just always want to just go back and forth, because then exactly the meeting people where they are, and you're making your time most valuable. You're not just kind of just sharing general information. We don't need that. We need things that are going to help them at the right point in time. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for coming. I wish you great luck, and I feel very supported and growing this community. I'm so excited to see what we're going to do together. And again, I thank you for everything that you are doing already within the first week, and also your energy and enthusiasm to keep going and grow together and make more mission-driven entrepreneurs really get a bigger impact in the world through their business, through their gifts, through everything that they feel called to serve. Thank you so much. All right.
No, thank you.
Everyone,
Bye.
thanks everyone. Bye for now, and we'll see you in another live.